Alrighty. Well, let me actually get the news going first. So we got CPI. Oh, wait. Monday. We need to make sure this is up. And wondering if the investing.com calendar is just better over everything. I just wish it was colored. Just not as clean looking. Yeah, it doesn't even show the deadline. Okay. Alright, well, we've got the tariff deadline tomorrow night at midnight. So I'd actually suspect Monday to still be pretty volatile. There may be some nice trading situations on Monday still, even though there's not technically a red folder. And I'd expect the PM session. Let me move this. Whoa, this is so. Wow. Okay, let me zoom out. All right, yeah. So we got tariffs Monday night. We've got CPI Tuesday. And Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday, is there anything else? Wednesday. Why is crude not on here? So even Wednesday should still be good. Yeah, so every day has a red folder and there's a bunch of yellow folders. So yeah, this should be a really good week for risk wise. I don't think I need the last traded price on here. Okay. So yeah, this should be a really good week. We're just coming off of okay, wait. Times to avoid. None really. CPI. What was I gonna say, dude? CPI could have a manual intervention. Yeah, CPI isn't as important lately. It's more so the tariffs. Those kind of are the play right now. So CPI would only be crazy if it was on a Tuesday, which it is. So it probably will be pretty hard to trade it if it's, yeah, never mind, it will be hard either way. Alright, anyways. Alright, Dow Jones, we're coming off a retrace in respect of the monthly inefficiency. We've already souped the all-time high. We rebalanced what would have been a possible fair value gap. I'm just gonna delete. No, I'll leave. Yeah, weekly, we still kind of have relative equal highs there. I still think it'll be in play, especially because Dow Jones never took it out. So we do got a really nice drawn liquidity above. I would call that a high probability, even though it did take it there. So daily, let's take off the news for now. Daily, do we have any inefficiencies? Looks like we have a small one here. Very small, but still there. I'm going to color this in a lot more, so it's a bit easier to see. On the way down, this has been still kind of respected. This, this daily is still being respected, but it did kind of plow through that. But nothing really there on the daily. Pretty sure there's SMT on this low here. Daily shifted. Oh, 4 hour did have a nice big market structure shift, but now we tagged back into this monthly and perfectly tapped the order block. Respected this 4 hour inefficiency here. I deleted it. I must have deleted it, but I'm gonna put it back just to show where context of where we came from. And this inverted sweep happened really nicely. So just leaving that there for context, but I will kind of shrink this a bit just because it's not as important anymore. All right. On the upside, there has been no clear shifting here. 1 hour, we got some relative equal lows down here. I think that's why I have that alert there. And then we do have an inefficiency here, if we wanted to come for that, to 1 hour. With a nice swing low below there. There was an inefficiency here, too, that already got respected though, so might not be the most relevant, but I'll leave it just for now, in case we do come back. And we'll is this? Daily. Oh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's still holding this daily inefficiency. All right. But yeah, 15-minute, we've got these lows here, we've got an alert there, we've already come back up, we've got kind of smooth highs forming up here now, relative equal highs. Uh, yeah, this rejection, I think, has played out. We got relative equal lows below this gap on the Dow Jones chart. So I could still see us coming back down again if we are. And then yeah, just smooth highs, relative equal. Yeah, I mean we've got must have came up in after hours. Okay. Or it's just this high. No, it's still there. Alright. So yeah, we've got the so yeah, I think we may be going higher. I think we already had everything we needed to go higher. So yeah, just gonna be targeting these smooth highs all the way to the highs for longs. If we come down, yeah, there still is this this pool of liquidity below here. So if we are gonna be bearish, I could that yeah, there's a lot of liquidity down there. Weekly relative equal lows, so that's a higher time frame liquidity level 2. We've got an unfilled new week opening gap. There's a lot of new week opening gaps down here that were in play this whole last week. But on the daily, we still have this is kind of done now, but it may come into play later. Not much else there on the daily, besides just the next high there. 4 hour. Just created relative equal highs. Oops. Week in Wall Street isn't showing much, but this will probably be taken out real quick. And then yeah, we've just got inefficiencies on the way up. We gotta draw liquidity higher, obviously, the high. Smooth lows on the downside. Surprised there's no inefficiencies. Okay. So yeah, this high will be nice, but we may just be headed for that new high. SPY has a gap up here. So there's regular trading hours gap. Down here. There was MSMT down there. Alright. Let's go back to SPY. SPY took out this high. Q's at all-time highs. Nice daily fair value gap there on NASDAQ. Didn't care about that gap. And then yeah, just displacing higher. Yep. Okay. It's a nice gap there. But yeah, it looks like we've already taken out the all-time high from regular trading hours. Whereas SPY hasn't. It also came down to the monthly, just kind of like Dow. Weekly. This was an inversion. Daily. Inefficiencies been tapped. Kind of got smooth relative equal lows here. What is this? What is that? Oh. So yeah, relative equal lows, you got the fair value gobble long kind of playing out. We'll look at all this in a minute, all these smaller time frames. Obvious 1 hour. Fair value gap there. It's a little too dark now. Alright. Excuse me. Wow, it was a really clean inefficiency that we just did on the regular trading lows. There's a lot of little gaps in here. It'll be more obvious on IWM. So yeah, we use that gap here. There's a pretty big gap here. Trade it back down to that. All right. Yeah, we got some SMT on IWM, and then like a change in character weakness here. I think IWM's headed higher. That's why I had that long position thing. Kind of like how NASDAQ and SPY are behaving. So yeah, they're going for their respective areas. And then yeah, I just drew this one. So this is here. Just getting some context about where we came from. So yeah, here was the SMT with the PMI low. And then we have the move up here. And then SMT with Russell there. And Dow Jones hasn't taken the high out here, but once it does, it's kind of delivered that. But yeah, I think this is going to go higher. Flows were bearish though. Q's was bearish. SPY was bearish holdings. Slightly bearish. Overwhelmingly bullish, but like we went up in price. Yeah, there is a divergence, a bearish divergence there on holdings and on tide. Volume came up and then came way down with, yeah, so there is a possible, oops, reversal maybe, or at least the longs will help, will play, and then maybe we'll get a short at some point. So yeah, just looking for the delivery of some of these moves. Nasdaq's almost delivered fully. So kind of tricky with where we're at. And it just seems like, yeah, we got some relative strength here. Um, so I think Russell will keep going up for now. I'm just kind of out of it right now though, so I'll have to come revisit this today. This is like a soup level we never inverted yet, so that'll be nice later on for a short on NASDAQ. And then yeah, we've got relative equal highs on ES right now. That formed right into the close. But based on this level and this higher time frame low, we had the SMT we need, which is already playing out. So this is about a fully play out. We still want SPY at the all-time highs, so yeah, longs are still in play. So yeah, I still like the Russell idea, long. Internal SMT there. So, and then you have the drawn liquidity above. So yeah, bullish bias, but there may be a pullback at some point into this, or maybe they're just accumulating now for the longer term. The move that had most of the bear flows was the move down into the morning, and then puts actually kind of tapered off. But calls were negative the entire day. So, and then calls were totally sold on Qs into the highs too, to the end of the day. And IWM was nicely respecting that area, though we did get that divergence there at the key level. and a change in character. And just look at all these smooth highs. I think Russell's gonna rip. So yeah, I think that's what's happening here. I think this was all perfectly timed. We got smooth highs right into a big catalyst. So I think all those will deliver. I think we're getting a big move on Russell. Um, really got to zoom out this week because we'll be playing the higher time frame based on the news, that the news profile. So I think I'm going to come back to this when my head is a bit more clear and see what is a possible long opportunity. I mean, Russell is just clearly accumulating here. I think this inefficiency here on the 15 may be really key. So 15-minute, a nice 15-minute fair value gap there into this manipulation. Um, yeah, I think it's just looking for a long somehow, and we'll see what occurs into Sunday. So I'm gonna just come back when the market's gonna open and do like another just game plan for Sunday, see if there is anything. As for now, we've just been displacing on ES and NASDAQ for the relevant time frames and looking like we're really accumulating for the long. The the highs are just so smooth, and but yeah, I mean we do have these lows here. I don't want to get married to the Russell idea, but just want to play the chart and what's happening. Seems like this needs to play for the longs, and I would honestly expect it to take out all the highs. So yeah, I'm bullish. There may be some pullbacks based on the flow. So if that's going to play out, then yeah, these relative equal lows would be the draw on liquidity for Russell. Um, and once NASDAQ and SPY or ES take out liquidity, that will be the opportunity for looking for a short. Interesting that we closed right here, so it makes me think that there may be some sort of short that might set up here, at least back into internal range, and that might actually offer the long. So maybe what's going to happen here is Russell's going to sweep these highs, and we get some sort of short-term move down, maybe, just speculating. Otherwise, yeah, it's probably just going to gun for the high. Once those gun for the highs, I would suspect that we're also going to gun for the highs on these guys. Kind of curious what United Health looks like, because that's kind of been the Dow's crutch there. And then, yeah, I mean, it's taken out the swing low. Right into the order block. So that seems very likely for a nice pop back into this gap up, or gap down maybe. It's a pretty big move. Interesting. yeah, anyways, these are the key levels. Just the lows here on Russell. Put an alert there at least. And yeah, there's not there's not really much right now. It's not like the seems like everything already set up. I'm surprised. I was just thinking we'd probably just gap up Sunday, but we can Wall Street not looking like it. But yeah, we did close here. We do have some bear flows, so there is a possibility for a short. This move on Dow Jones looks uh, there's SMT here, but it's not confirming that the Dow's for sure going to go up past this high yet. So the only thing was, yeah, there was some internal range happening here, which has already just about delivered. It looks like it wants to deliver maybe above that high there. And then, yeah, this will be the end. This is an area of interest for me on the Dow. We'll see where Russell is in that point of time. And this bearishness, this bearish structure here may still come into play. Russell's flow, not really clear. It's bullish, actually, no, it's just bullish. Bullish on Russell. All right, so yeah, some sort of long for now, and it's already kind of in the middle of it. Maybe we get a reaccumulation, and I'll come and revisit this. And that is it for today.